Okay, so today we'll be learning how to do AP 2017 free response, question 3, part A. And so our goal of this problem is to calculate what f of -6 is equal to. So in order to do this, we're going to have to know the total change from this point, which is -2, to -6 here, because given in the problem, f of -2 is equal to 7. So if we calculate the total change from -6 to -2, we will be able to use f of -2 to calculate the value of -6. And in order to do that, we need to create an integral. So just a generic integral to start. So the integral from a to b of f of x dx. And then in order to evaluate this integral, using the fundamental theorem of calculus part 2, it'd be equal to big F of x, f of b actually, minus big F of a. And this big F here symbolizes the antiderivative. So instead of doing the derivative, you're going the other way. So now we're going to plug in our values since we want to find the total change, and that's what this integral will find. So we will go the integral from -6 to -2, and because this graph over here is f prime of x, we're going to plug that in. So f prime of x, and then don't forget your dx, will be equal to the antiderivative of f prime of x, which would be f of x. So we just take f of -2, because it's f of b, minus f of -6, because that's our a. So now we have an equality here, now we need to solve it. So because we have a geometric shape here, we can calculate the area underneath here. So for a triangle, we're going to use 1/2 the base times the height. So if we plug in those values, it's 1/2 times 4, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, times the height, which right here is 2. And when we solve that, we find out that the area of our triangle is 4. So 4 will be equal to f of -2 minus f of -6. And now we have to remember that given in the original problem, f of -2 is equal to 7. So now we can plug that back in. So so 4 is equal to f of -2, well, not -2, it's now 7. So 4 is equal to 7 minus f of -6, but for now we're just going to call this x just to make it easier. So now this is what we have, and now we just need to isolate x, and then we will have our value. So 4 is equal to -7 minus x. So we'll need to add x to each side. So now we have x plus 4 is equal to 7, and then we subtract 4 from each side, and we find that x is equal to 3. And if we recall, x is the same of f of -6, so f of -6 is equal to 3.